All right, everybody, I am here at GDC, and we all got to see the Xbox panel just a little bit ago. And long story short, let me give you the TLDR. Project Helix, don't expect it anytime soon. The alpha dev kit is going to be going out to developers sometime in 2027. So that is going to take a little bit. That's kind of what we expected. So if developers are getting their hands on it then, don't expect the console to be in your home before at least 2027, I would guess 2028 at that point. In addition to all of that, in April, we're going to get the Xbox mode for PC. Now, I've already kind of made a video spoofing this a little bit. You can get early access to a certain version of Windows that gives you the Xbox experience, so to speak. You basically boot up your PC, it boots right into the Xbox full screen experience, and you can select your games from any storefront. Now, the whole any storefront strategy is something they started with the ROG Xbox Ally X, and what they want is a consistent experience across screens. That's something that they have been working on for a while. They talked a lot about how they want to get players in with as little friction as possible. That is their North Star. So my feedback would be that they need to do a little bit of work there. Jason Ronald said on stage that you don't even see Windows. You absolutely do still see Windows. You still see its interface, and your first experience booting into whatever this console ends up being, you can't have any indication that Windows is there. You need to turn it on and be able to get gaming in just a matter of moments from a fresh install. So that's one thing that I would highly recommend and hope that this April Xbox mode for PC is able to address. They also talked about Xbox Play Anywhere and how modern gamers just want to be able to experience their games and progress across platforms. So if they're playing on their PC and they want to move over to handheld, they want to be able to do that with as little friction as possible. And one of the areas they're looking to improve is the interface. Big kudos on that. That is something that I would agree needs to be addressed, and it sounds like they are looking at it. We know the Helix is going to have a custom AMD SoC. That's not really a big new thing. But one thing that they did make a point to talk about was how they want you to be able to play all of your Xbox games from the last 4 gens. They want them to be playable 4 years to come. They said that game preservation is something they consider a deep responsibility. And they are planning to do something for the 25-year where you get to play iconic games. I've actually really loved what they've done here. FPS boost was mentioned, HDR, all of the additional little items that they're adding to the console or to old games like Fallout 3, getting the opportunity to play Fallout 3 for the first time, it's really, really great. So I hope they continue developing that and working on that, because it is breaking down barriers. And that's a barrier across generations. They also want to be able to break down barriers for what platform you play on. So if you're going to play on PC, if you're going to play on mobile, if you're going to play on the cloud, they want you to be able to do that without any friction. So their whole goal is eliminating friction. And that's for development too. They brought up that they're working on an SDK that makes it easier for developers to get their games in as many places as possible. Developers right now have to develop for a lot of different storefronts and a lot of different SKUs. This allows the gamer to have all their experiences sort of combined into one location where you can quickly launch into the Epic Store, into the Steam Store, or into the Xbox Store if you have your library there, and play whatever you want. So no, there was no indication that this is just going to be a PC experience. And then on the back end, they want to work on how they can make that experience better for developers also. If you get the developers buy-in, I think they're going to have a lot more interest and excitement about developing for the Xbox platform, given that it will be more like a PC. And I am curious to learn more about how they end up integrating the console experience into the PC experience and making that sort of a one-and-done thing. So, as we've guessed for many years, the ROG Xbox Ally X is basically the template for what we can expect from Project Helix. I've shown how I imagine you'll be able to turn on your console and you will boot into a full screen Xbox full screen experience like I've shown on my channel. And the model is basically the Xbox ROG, where you can play your games, you get a big performance boost if you're in game mode specifically, and then you can go over to Windows mode if you want to edit your game captures, if you want to do any PC type work, or if you're just having trouble launching a game On the Steam storefront, for example, you can just go into the PC interface. One limitation that Steam has always had is for Destiny, for example, I would have to install a custom version of Windows on my Steam Deck so that I could play something that has BattlEye installed. That's one bonus that this is going to offer that maybe the competition won't. There's a lot of people on the market right now that are trying to get into this. We know that Steam is coming out with the Steam Machine in the near future. There was a big panel here at GDC all about the Steam Machine. I might have to make a whole separate video about that. But it's about giving the power of PC and also figuring out a way to unify the console experience and ease of use. They're not there yet, in my opinion. They have a lot of work to do. And I know a lot of people have been really excited about what this could be. It's going to be a PC, but without the clunky, annoying interface of a PC. That's what it has to be, or I don't see this seeing a wide, successful launch. It's clear that that is a big focus for them, and they're saying a lot of the right words. They did say, in terms of preservation, they really want to focus on making great games for years to come. The 25th anniversary, they even teased that there's going to be new ways to play iconic games in the near future, so expect more on that soon. All in all, I get the codename Project Helix. They want the console experience with PC, but it's just not quite where it needs to be yet. To recap, Project Helix, don't expect anything until 2027. They're sending out alpha dev kits in 2027 at some time. In April, Xbox Mode for PC will launch, and you'll get a refined early look at what Xbox for PC is going to look like. And I imagine that's somewhat like what you could expect for the Xbox console in the future. So I'll probably be making a video about that in the near future. Xbox Play Anywhere is going to be a continued focus. They've mentioned that 1,500 games are Xbox Play Anywhere, and how modern gamers, like the younger demographic, just want to be able to play on their handheld, then go to the cloud and have their saves there and go play on their PC and then be able to play there. They don't want barriers. They want to be able to play wherever they want. And on the barriers note, I do have to imagine that that means we are not going to see them stop releasing games on PlayStation 5. You can't really close Pandora's box once you've opened it, so to speak. So I don't think that's going anywhere, but time will tell on that one. They did tease at the end of the blog post that we can expect more later this year, so I guess we'll have to stay tuned for that. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. I am here at GDC in San Francisco fighting off a cold. I came here, I was fine. I catch a cold, it's a bummer. But a huge thank you to watching. You support me at patreon.com/SaveStatePlus or by becoming a member here on YouTube. I have to remember on the phone, the camera's here. It's not over here. My mistake. Thanks for watching. If you want to see my previous video about what Xbox has been teasing, you can see it right here. And I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.